Well, after that, I kind of needed a drink, so that's bottoms up. Don't worry, you should know me better than that. It's not alcohol. It's pomegranate blueberry. Of course it is. So we're Disney here, and we're going to talk about Raw. Yeah. Okay. So, I usually throw out housekeeping right away, but you know, I kind of want to talk about the show just exclusively right now. So, housekeeping will have to wait until another day. So, this is a video officially for Tuesday. And we're going to talk about Raw Country. Yeah, country-themed Raw. So, what would you expect out of a country-themed Raw? A lot of comedy segments. Stupid, inane comedy segments that don't make any sense. Things done for absolutely no reason. And oh, by the way, this is the go-home show to Survivor Series. What a great idea to make a theme show, the go-home show for Survivor Series. So, let's get started, shall we? What's Best for Business come out. And, basically, their response is, last week, they have proved why they are vital to the show. Without authority, chaos rules. And that's exactly what happened last week. Chaos. Chaos was awesome, by the way. We were disappointed. And it's funny because they kind of talk over each other. Triple H and Stephanie in this segment remind me of the Spartan cheerleaders. You know, Craig and Ariana, Sherry O'Terry and Will Ferrell on Saturday Night Live. That's the kind of the vibe I got. It's a really strange thing. And I'll let you guys out there imagine Stephanie McMahon in a cheerleading outfit now. Okay, that's all you need. So, I'm sure your mind is still thinking about it. But that's not the reason I said that. It's because that's exactly what came to mind immediately. So, Randy Orton comes out. No goody gumdrops. And he's blaming everyone. Mainly blaming Stephanie and Triple H. He says, you should protect me better because I'm the face of the WWE. So Brad Maddox and Vicky Guerrero come out. Brad completely puts Vicky on blast and blames her for everything. So Triple H says, you know, you guys all have to pay tonight. Doesn't make Kane pay. Oh no, just Brad and Vicky. So you both will be in matches. Vicky, you'll be facing off against AJ Lee. Stupid move considering the fact that AJ is a heel and she's going to get a babyface reaction from this match. Not the person I would have put her up against. Brad, on the other hand, just like I predicted, would be facing off against Randy Orton. And to give Brad a somewhat fighting chance, it's going to be no disqualification. So Brad goes to leave, walks right into Glenn Jacobs, and next thing you know, he gets trotted off to the ring. And when we come back from commercial, we get Brad Maddox taking on Randy Orton in a no disqualification match. Maddox actually gets the first spot of the match when he hits Orton with the microphone. Shoves him into the ring post face first, and then gets back into the ring and he DDTs him, the ground DDT, 1-2, and Orton kicks out. Orton stands up and's like, are you kidding me? Tosses Brad Maddox over the top rope and then over the announce table and sends Brad hard into the ring steps. God dang, these HD cameras, they're making it so easy to spot when moves are being called. I'm telling you right now, you don't have to be in the wrestling business or formerly in the wrestling business or even around the wrestling business to be able to have ears to hear loud spots being called in the match. Orton yells, stairs, and of course he tosses him into the steps. So he does the snakebite DDT over the barricade, and he tosses the mic back in the ring, and then he tosses Maddox's unconscious body basically back in the ring. So he sits on his chest, and he pounds him in the forehead with the microphone over and over. Referee has some mercy and stops the match, and that's the end of this. What did this prove? I don't understand why this happened. I guess it's fine, but what is it doing to build Survivor Series to put Randy Orton in against Brad Maddox? I guess it's punishment, but wouldn't punishment be against someone else? I called this match, but still, it's not what I would have done. Brad Maddox can definitely bump, so that's a good thing, and it's something that was well needed for this segment. We come back from commercial, and Brad is getting stretchered out, so he does a stretcher job, and that's the end of this. So, the next match is for the Intercontinental Championship, a match that I've been talking about for weeks and said it was going to happen, and the result that I've been talking about for weeks saying it was going to happen finally comes to fruition as Big E Langston gets a shot against Curtis Axel's Intercontinental Championship. So, Langston has brand new music. I don't like this music. It doesn't sound the greatest. It's kind of like a remix version of I Got Five. I don't like it. It doesn't sound right. But new gear equals new champion normally. New music equals new champion. That's what I was thinking right there. And they were talking about the historical significance of the Intercontinental Championship and really putting the title over. And really did the in-ring boxing style introductions from Justin Roberts. So you knew something was probably going to happen. And sure enough, it did. Let's talk about the match, shall we? We come back to live action for the second commercial break, and Axel's got a chin lock. He jumps on Big E's back, and Big E flips him off and charges in with a big-time shoulder block, comes off the ropes, and Axel nails a picture-perfect dropkick right in the face. 1-2, and Big E kicks out. He does two Vader-style cross faces, drives the elbow into the face, 1-2, and Big E again kicks out. So he locks in a front face lock, and Big E picks him up and tosses him off like a small child. Clothesline, ducks Axel's clothesline, and belly-to-belly suplex on the Intercontinental Champion. Big time elevated splash, 1-2, and again Axel kicks out. He goes for the big ending without any fanfare, and he slides down the back, does Curtis Axel, and he goes for the hatchet, gets shoved off into a huge monstrous clothesline, drops the strap, picks up Curtis Axel, big ending, 1-2-3, and we have a brand new Intercontinental Champion. Finally, Big E Langston is a champion in the WWE, which is awesome because he's come so far in such a short amount of time. He started out as a heavy, and now he is Intercontinental Champion, but you know, it's not good because the Intercontinental title has kind of been a death knell for people lately. I mean, look at, like, Kofi and The Miz and Cody Rhodes. I mean, he's an Intercontinental. He is now from Intercontinental Champion to a Tag Team Champion now. But still, I mean, like, Kofi and The Miz and Curtis Axel. These are all people that have won the Intercontinental Championship, and look what their careers are. Christian. Look what they are now. They're not even relevant, or in some cases, they're not even on television. So, hopefully this is the start of bigger and better things for Big E Langston. Hopefully this is... I know you compare the big splash to the Ultimate Warrior splash, and Warrior never got that high before in his life. Well, he did in other ways, but that's purely speculation, based upon total fact. But no, it's purely speculation, and he never leapt, that's the word we're looking for, leapt that high up in the air for the big splash as Big E Langston. He gets amazing airtime when he hits that move. So, this may be Big E's Ultimate Warrior run. He's going to win the Intercontinental Championship, and then that's going to lead him to a World Heavyweight Championship somewhere down the line. So, that's my prediction. I think it's going to happen. Big E Langston is going to bigger and better things. So, in the back, we get Randy Orton. He basically tells the Shield to have his back. And Roman Reigns pretty much says, if we have your back, you better have ours. We'll see what happens with that. Still really don't care. Speaking of really don't care, the challenger to the WWE Championship, the Big Show, taking on Ryback. Okay, what happened to this match being at the Royal Rumble? What happened to this match being the match that pretty much replaces the match if they don't get to do Ryback and Goldberg at WrestleMania 30? I mean, there's a lot of questions to answer here, but the other question here is, why give this away on free television? As much as I don't like really watching either of these two compete, this is a match that does not need to be given away on free television. And this is not the only match tonight on Raw Country that does not need to be given away on free television, at least not with a definitive win. Okay, so Big Show with a whip, and it's a shoulder block off the ropes. Ryback goes to the floor. He comes back in, whip in, reverse, and big-time shoulder block on Ryback. There's the overhand chop. Whip in, and Ryback clips his knee, Brian Pillman style. Leaping leg drop, 1-2, and a kick out, and he nails a big splash. Not as high as Biggie Langston, but still effective. 1-2, show kicks out. Locks on a front face lock. Turns it into a chin lock, and he pulls up on the nose. 2 big gut shots, and Show punches his way out, and a ground DDT from Ryback on Big Show. 1-2, and a kick out. Locks in a chin lock. And Big Show breaks it with a backdrop suplex. Clothesline, whip in, charges in, and the running butt bump on the side comes off the ropes. Ryback catches him off the ropes with a huge spine buster. 1-2, and a kick out. Babyface offense from Ryback. It's coming, folks. So he goes for the meat hook, and Big Show goozles him, and going for the choke slam, obviously. Comes off the ropes, and he nails the meat hook anyway. And Big Show very audibly yells, "Slow down," because Ryback's going way too fast in this match. So you go too fast in a match, you can definitely have a margin of error. And that's pretty much what could have happened. So he picks up the Big Show, going for Shell Shock. He hits it. He hits Shell Shock, 1, 2, and it should have been 3, but no, Big Show has to challenge for the WWE Championship on Sunday, so he can't lose, and Big Show kicks out. So Ryback drops the straps, looks a lot more like Skip Sheffield right now, drags Big Show up to his feet. He's basically dragging 500 pounds of dead weight at this point. So he shoves him off to the ropes, does the Big Show. WMD, 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton runs out after the match is over. He gets harpooned, and Orton powders to the back. So, yeah, that's it. So, okay. Giving this match away on free television, not a great idea. Decisive victor in this match definitely happened. It was a back and forth match, this is true, but still, it didn't need to go the way it did, honestly. And I'm not a big fan of Ryback, but if you want to do anything with this Ryback-Goldberg situation, you want to do Ryback and Brock Lesnar, anything like that, you're going to have to start building him again. You have to break him down, and he's broken down pretty low at this point. You have to start building him back up as a babyface. And that's the only direction you can go at this point. So, we get three-man band talking to Florida Georgia Line. Oh, by the way, I hate Florida Georgia Line. I don't like anything they've ever done. And it's not just my influence from Todd in the Shadows. I do not like Florida Georgia Line. I hate the song Cruise. I think their brand of music is garbage, but that's my personal opinion. I mean, obviously, it's my opinion. You guys may agree, you may disagree. But yeah, just having to listen to Cruise over and over again was enough to make me want to lose my mind. It's weird, the one guy in Florida Georgia Line, doesn't he look like Heath Slater a little bit? Anyway, so three-man band show up, and they're not the Union Jacks this week. Oh no, since we're in Nashville, they're the Rhinestone Cowboys. So that's pretty much the name they're going by at this point. So what they're going to be at this point is basically a kind of like they're baby faces in the town that they're in. So they're like your hometown jobber team, three-man band. So yeah, Glenn Campbell is rolling over in his grave right now, to be totally honest. So this is interesting, because this gets Zack Ryder on television for a split second, which was awesome, because it's great always seeing Zack Ryder on television, even though he really has nothing to do. And, of course, they blow his catchphrase. Excuse me. I am checking something out here. Yeah, I pulled a Jerry Lawler. Glenn Campbell's rolling around in his grave, and he's not even dead. He's actually still performing to this day. Thank you, Wikipedia, for lying to me. Now, I look like a fool now. Anyway, made a Glenn Campbell reference. We can move forward. So, since they're the Rhinestone Cowboys, when they were the Union Jacks, I called them Ginger Jack and Jack McIntyre and Jack Slater. With the Rhinestone Cowboys, I'm going to go a little differently. They're going to be Hopalong Heath and Deadeye Drew and my personal favorite, Jackaroo Jinder. Yes, It's interesting to see what comes up when you type in cowboy slang into Google. And that's how I came up with Jackaroo. Apparently it's a Western term. So we get our next match. It's the Real Americans taking on the tag team of The Miz and Kofi Kingston. Now, when The Miz was in the UK over the weekend, he turned heel. And this was not done on television yet. And I've predicted it's going to happen for a while, and this is the match it finally does. So, this match was very low on Cesaro in this match. No giant swing, no neutralizer, no Swiss death, nothing. It was just basically, he got tagged in every once in a while, they hit the leapfrog double stomp, and the only thing other than that was just Swagger's offense. But we'll talk about the match a little more in depth. So, Miz with a whip to the corner, nails the Miz line, goes up top, crowns Cesaro, 1-2, and a kick out. Chinlock, whip in, and leapfrog gets caught with an over-the-shoulder into a kind of a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. It's kind of an over-the-shoulder, like Emerald Frozen into a backbreaker. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Tag into Swagger. Swagger with a big clothesline on the floor where the Miz at this point. Toss him back in, 1-2, and a kick out. 5 big shoulder blocks in the corner and nails the Swagger bomb, but not before tagging Cesaro. Swagger stands there after the Swagger bomb. Cesaro leapfrogs over him, hits the double boot stomp, makes the cover, 1-2, and a kick out. So the Miz punches his way out. Swiss uppercut by Cesaro, tagging to Swagger. So what happens after this? The double whip and a double elbow, 1-2, and a kick out. So Swagger locks in a double chicken wing, and he punches his way out. He goes for a backdrop suplex, floats over, lands on his feet, tag in. So Kofi's the legal man now. Springboard and crown, and then the double chop, the standing drop kick. And not the leaping clothesline, looked more like a leaping STO in this case. I know that probably wasn't what he was going for, but still that's what happened. Nails the boom drop, and he back kicks Cesaro in the face, knocking him off the apron. He goes for the springboard, and he gets caught with a Swagger takedown, 1-2, and a kick out. So he goes for a clothesline, gets turned out into a DDT, nice counter from Kofi, and the Miz is reaching for the tag, and he's reaching for the tag, and you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. And what happens? The Miz just drops off the apron when he leaps down to make the tag, and just that quickly, the Miz goes heel. Swagger drags him to the middle, locks in a DDT on the leg, and that pretty much softens up the body part for the Patriot Lock, and Kofi taps. So Kofi and The Miz will have a match, I would guess, at, here's what I would do if it was me at this point. Considering the fact we've got 5 matches for a pay-per-view on Sunday, I would make Miz and Kofi your kickoff match. They're already talking about the kickoff match, 7:30 on like social media and Yahoo, Google, YouTube. That's going to be really heavy because it's going to be the Hall of Fame panel of Bret the Hitman Hart, Booker T, and Mick Foley. Why not, since they've already set this matchup anyway, why don't we go ahead and do Kofi Kingston against the newly heel Miz as your pay-per-view kickoff? That's what I would do. And I think that'd be a good idea, to be totally honest. So, oh boy. Here's where it starts to get fun. And of course I'm joking. So, Vicky sees what happens to Brad Maddox getting stretchered out, and Vicky pretty much plays that she fainted, and pulling a nice tribute to the late great Eddie Guerrero on this. Very nice, I enjoyed that. She gets put it on a gurney. She rolls by Stephanie, and Stephanie's like, she needs to go to a hospital immediately, but first she has to go to the ring. So what do? They wheel the stretcher to the ring, unbuckle her, and put her in the ring, and she's facing off against AJ Lee. So Vicky faints. Nice little rib on AJ, considering the fact that she had a very real accident on the European tour over the weekend when she collapsed, which we talked about the London O2 Arena, and we talked about that on the NXT and SmackDown video over the weekend. So Vicky was ribbing her, and of course, yeah, that's kind of like putting a big giant target on her head. That's what she does. So she asks for water. The referee gives her water. She kind of pats it on her face and like on her chest, and then she drinks the bottled water. She crawls to the floor, and she meets Tamina Snuka. Tamina won't let her back in the ring. She won't let her leave, obviously, so she kind of falls at Tamina's feet, and she has Tamina's hand fan her. She walks to the back. AJ happily skips and tosses her into the ring. grabs her, and locks in the Black Widow when they get back in the ring, and she taps immediately. Yeah. Okay. So, here's an interesting match. Okay, apparently, and I didn't know this, or maybe I did know this, I'm just late on the gimmick here. Okay, apparently there is an area in Nashville called Broadway. I wasn't aware of that. I knew Music Row. I didn't know about Broadway. So, Triple H shows up in the back, and he's talking to Damien Sandow and Dolph Ziggler, and he basically says he wants them to have a Broadway brawl. What's a Broadway brawl? Even I don't know, but go out and entertain everyone. So we get one of the biggest, potential clusters that could possibly be. You get back into the ring from commercial break, and what's in the ring? There are electric guitars, there's an acoustic guitar, there is a drum kit, there is a big cello in the corner, there is a keyboard set up in the ring. There's instruments everywhere. So obviously this is going to be interesting considering the fact that both Sandow and Dolph are going to be extremely limited in this match. So that's what we get our next match to be our Broadway brawl. It could have went worse. I will give it up to both men to be able to get the crowd into it. It's not a great match, but there was a nice little in joke at the end of the match, kind of an FU to somebody. But we'll talk about that in a minute. I need the rest of that for the rest of this night because the main event is going to be enough to make me lose my voice. So, Dolph with a big standing drop kick, nails Sandow flush, knocks him to the floor. So he goes up top and he gets caught and rocket launched off the top rope through the keyboard. Sandow makes a cover, 1-2, Dolph kicks out. So he stomps away. We come back to live action, and two big shoulder blocks and repeated headbutts from Sandow, showing his newfound furiosity. And he grabs a steel chair, which apparently is also a musical instrument. No. And he nails him in the back, and then he nails him in the ribs, and he wedges the chair in between the ropes. I like to call this setting up your own demise, which actually was proven false in this match, which is really strange, because that never happens. Dolph catches him off guard with an inside cradle, 1-2, and a kick out. So he double legs him and pounds away at the head. He nails a guitar shot to the side of the head, makes a cover, 1-2, and a kick out. Dolph picked up a fiddle, and he was going to attack, but Sandow stops him with a guitar shot. So, Dolph nails him with the exclamation point DDT, makes a cover, 1-2, and a kick out. Picks up the fiddle and breaks it over the back, nails the name dropper, 1-2, and Sandow kicks out. Goes for the zigzag, Sandow swats him off, throws him up in the air, elevator down, and sends him head first into the chair set up in the corner, 1-2, and a kick out. So he sends him head first into the giant cello set up in the corner. Nails him with a guitar shot to the ribs, 1-2. Again, Dolph kicks out. So Sandow charges with the guitar, and Dolph scoots out of the way. He goes shoulder first into the ring post. Dolph rolls him up, 1-2, and again Sandow kicks out. So he picks up the snare drum, breaks it over the head, like cartoon style. And then he picks up the bass drum, and right over the head of Sandow, he's pretty much kind of caught in it. Dolph picks up the acoustic guitar. He does the Fargo strut in Nashville, and he El Kabongs Damien Sandow, 1-2-3. If that wasn't a screw you to Jeff Jarrett, I don't know what is. So yeah, I like the fact that before he El Kabonged Sandow, he did the Fargo strut. That was nice. Jarrett's Fargo strut was even better. So it was mocking too. So still bad blood. So there we got that. So yeah, this match could have went really horribly bad. And for the most part, it was alright. I mean, you have two guys that can bump. Sandow and showing his newfound ferocity, like I said. And then you have Dolph, who pretty much will bump for the Invisible Man. It actually works. And I'd like to see these two in a more, solid in-ring feud. I think that the garbage match worked fine. I like using the gimmicks and everything, but I want to see these guys in an actual match. I don't mind a Sandow-Dolph feud. I think that would be really awesome right now, to be totally honest. What I don't think is awesome is the next segment. John Cena comes out with his arm in a sling. He says, maybe I came back too soon. Maybe I shouldn't be the World Heavyweight Champion. But he's like, nah, I should be the World Heavyweight Champion. Del Rio comes out. Says John's basically trying to get Cena to work him tonight. Cena says, I'll be ready Sunday. And he basically says, you're going to be embarrassed in front of your family, your friends, even your parents. So he gets in the ring. Cena takes off the sling. Goes to the AA. Del Rio goes to the floor. And that's the end of that. Did that sell your World Heavyweight Championship match on Sunday? No, it did not. One iota. Anybody that believes Alberto Del Rio is going to beat John Cena on Sunday, yeah, you might want to go to a doctor immediately because you have something seriously wrong with you. Del Rio's not winning on Sunday. No way Del Rio is winning on Sunday. Unless Cena's legitimately hurt, and I know he's hurting, but he's not legitimately hurt to the point that he'll have to vacate the championship or lose the championship. So, Cena's here for a while, folks. I know he shouldn't have been back so soon. I know he calls himself a superhero, which is funny because that's what everyone else calls him. So, that's where Super Cena came from. But yeah, did nothing really to sell me on the show at all. Like, this show did almost nothing to sell me on Survivor Series. I said almost nothing. I don't know where the rest of this is going. So, I was really happy with the next thing. So, we get the Rhinestone Cowboys coming out. And it's, of course, in this case, it's Jackaroo Jinder and Deadeye Drew, because Heath Slater's going to be at ringside. Hop along Heath at ringside. And the Rhinestone Cowboys are going to face off against R-Truth. R-Truth's got a tag team partner. Yes, this is the WWE official debut of Xavier Woods. Which is funny, because if you remember back in your TNA history, Consequences Creed was brought into the company by Ron Killings to replace Adam Pac-Man Jones in a TNA World Tag Team title match. That's the match that they lost the tag team titles. So, because of that, they have backstory. Obviously, after that, they ended up doing a team called Truth or Consequences. Truth and Consequences Creed. Makes sense, right? So, of course, that ended up teaming up with Jay Lethal, Lethal Consequences, and he ended up leaving the company. So, he ended up in NXT, and he's now being known as Xavier Woods, kind of still somewhat doing a version of the Apollo Creed gimmick. But more like a modern flair to it, and a lot more flair to it. Literally, it's a lot more flashy than it would be. Like, it's basically Apollo Creed if it was done nowadays. And Xavier Woods makes his debut. And I'm happy with this because I really like Xavier Woods. And I'm glad he got a shot to be on the main show. So, a dropkick to Jinder by Xavier Woods. Whip in, reverse, ducks the clothesline, ducks the back elbow. And he nails the satellite head scissors takeover. Gets back up, whip in, ducks the clothesline, tagging to McIntyre. McIntyre with a big boot. Tosses him in the corner. We're not whipping people anymore. We're tossing people in the corner for your big man, apparently. Tagging to Jinder. Jinder gets caught, catches him with a double slingshot suplex. I like that spot, actually. 1-2 and a kick out. Officially tagged back into Drew, and Xavier punches his way out. Float over and tag into Truth. So, Truth comes in, two big clotheslines, and leaping calf kick, and the boot to the midsection. Hat rack crack, and Xavier Woods pulls Heath Slater off the ring apron because he's trying to distract Truth, of course. Truth nails the Osaka Street Cutter and tagging to Drew. Drew comes in, and Xavier Woods is now legal. Yells it's morphin' time, nails the honor roll out of the corner, and plants him with Lost in the Woods. 1, 2, 3. And this new tag team of Xavier Woods and R-Truth win this matchup. I like this. I like this a lot because I like seeing Xavier Woods on television. I'm only just guessing who the next person they're going to bring up to television is. I mean, Obviously, we have a lot of people going to bring up the television. Sami Zayn could come to the television. And a lot of people want to see that. A lot of people want Sami Zayn on television. And, there's a lot of people that would like to see, for some reason, NXT's really high on Mojo Rawley. And I'm not really high on him yet. But, eventually, he might end up like a Biggie Langston. He might end up growing on me in time. So, who knows? So, yeah, it's really nice seeing him on television. So, we get our final segment of What's Best for Business. Thank God. And Randy Orton pretty much has to beat the Big Show without the help of the Shield to prove that he's the face of the WWE. Okay, don't care. Speaking of that, let's talk about something I do care about, and that's one of the only things on this show that was of any worth. Your main event. This match was a Survivor Series match without elimination. It was Jimmy and Jey Uso sporting their brand new t-shirts. It was the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Rhodes Warriors, Cody Rhodes and Goldust. It was CM Punk, and it was the MVP of the WWE, Daniel Bryan, in one side of the ring. And on the opposite side of the ring, you have the United States Champion, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins representing the Shield, and Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Bray Wyatt of the Wyatt family. So this 12-man tag was your main event on Raw. Not a segment, not an interview, not anything about what's best for business. No, this was your main event, and I was very happy to see that. I saw that we had about 30 minutes to go in the show, and I was like, they're not going to give him that long. And then they brought out Bryan after the Florida Georgia Line garbage, so which I'm not even going to talk about, because what's the point? So, oh yeah. Before that, I obviously should have brought up something I completely glossed over for a reason. They did Divas musical chairs, which sucked. The only good thing about that was seeing Summer Rae in her country best. So, basically, JBL gets the line of the night and says, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's very funny. So, Natty goes out, and then Alicia Fox goes out, and they all brawl. So, this is leading to your traditional Survivor Series match for the evening. It's AJ Lee, Tamina Snuka, Summer Rae, Alicia Fox, Rosa Mendez, Caitlyn, and Oksana taking on the Total Divas, Eva Marie, JoJo, Cameron and Naomi, the Funkadactyls, Brie and Nikki Bella, and Natty Neidhart. So, that's going to be your traditional Survivor Series match. If it gets 5 minutes, I will be shocked. So, let's talk your main event. And oh god, what a main event it was. So, we come back to live action on the second to last commercial break of the night. So, Goldust has got Rollins in the corner. He is laying across the top rope, and he is pounding away like the 10 punch. But it's not the traditional 10 punch. He's laying on the ropes as Rollins, and Goldust is giving him the business. He gives him 9 shots, and then he kicks him in the midsection, makes a cover 1-2, and a kick out. Tagging to Cody. Cody comes in, whip in reverse, and he nails his tip up into a sunset flip, 1-2, and a kick out. So Cody goes face first to the middle turnbuckle. Tagging to Ambrose, he nails the well-placed stomp, and tagging to Roman Reigns. So Roman with a headbutt, chokes him on the middle rope, and tagging to Rollins. Rollins comes in, drops the elbow, 1-2, and a kick out. Locks in the Shinanamaki, and tags in Roman Reigns. They wishbone him, and he punches his way out, back elbow, 1-2, and a kick out by Cody. So, tagging to Ambrose, short arm clothesline, 1-2, and a kick out. He steps on the hand, and he chokes him with the boot on the canvas. High velocity whip, and a snap suplex with a float over pin, 1-2, Cody kicks out. Tagging to Rollins. So, Rollins punches his way out, well, long day. Cody punches his way out of Rollins' grasp. Headbutt, suplex is blocked, and a front suplex on Seth Rollins from Cody Rhodes, and Luke Harper tags himself in. Now, after a little bit of arguing, basically, they knock Goldust off the ring apron, and beautiful disaster on Luke Harper, who's distracted at this point, tagging to Daniel Bryan, and he nails the missile dropkick. Then he dropkicks Bray Wyatt off the ring apron. Then the yes kicks. He goes for the buzzsaw on Luke Harper, and he drop toe holds into the buckle, and a drop kick to the back of the head on Harper. He catches Rollins with a rolling, I read Rollins wrong, with a release German suplex, and Bryan gets caught with the Brody Bomb out of the corner, 1-2, Bryan kicks out. Tagging to Bray Wyatt, drops 2 elbows and forearm to the back of the head of Daniel Bryan. Can I trust you, as he looks in the face of the Shield. Tags in Roman Reigns. Tag back into Ambrose after he works him over for a bit. So tag back into Eric Rowan. A big scoop slam and the neck twist. So Bryan punches his way out, pushes him into the ropes, and Rowan flattens him with a spinning back elbow. So tagging into Ambrose, and he nails a leaping stomp off the ropes. And then there's a well-placed stomp. Chinlock, and he elbows his way out, comes off the ropes with a knee lift for Ambrose, and Bryan does the same exact thing, hits a knee of his own. So the Shield and the Wyatts charge the babyfaces and knock them all off the ring apron. Our final commercial break. So we come back to live action. Rowan tags in Roman Reigns, and he punches his way out. Spike DDT by Bryan. Hot tag to CM Punk. So this is when it all breaks loose. Springboard clothesline. And he nails Ambrose. High leg lariat on Ambrose. In a reverse, Ambrose comes in. DDT on Rollins. Running knee on Dean. And then running knee on Seth Rollins. So he nails a short arm clothesline on Rollins. At the same spot on Ambrose. And the Savage elbow drop. Go to sleep. Bray gets in the ring. And he gets caught with a high kick. Sleeper in, flip off, goes for the Anaconda Vice on Dean Ambrose, and the Wyatts make the save. So the Usos take out the Wyatts, the double Samoan suicide dive, go to sleep. Bryan and the elbow out from Dean Ambrose. Justice is served, is nailed, the Bulldog driver on Punk. 1-2, and Goldust makes a save. Roman spears him, crossroads on Roman Reigns, Beautiful Disaster catches him, and Rollins catches him with the turnbuckle powerbomb. They heart attack clothesline, Rollins does Punk and Bryan. Tope on Bray, and the spinning neck breaker into the go to sleep on Ambrose. 1, 2, 3. What a match. The Real Americans hit the ring. They work over Punk and Bryan, and who makes the save? Rey Mysterio Jr. So Mysterio comes in, and he runs Cesaro to the floor. Hits the 619 on Harper and Jack Swagger. Go to sleep on Harper, and the fire-breathing knee on Harper, and that's the end of the show, folks. What an amazing show, amazing match. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. So, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them. Leave a comment, do subscribe. Spread the word about Pop and the Popcaster Revolution. Send me an email, SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. You can tweet me at SirOwenDisney, or you can Facebook me at Owen Disney. Wrestling fans, you'll join me again on Monday for Survivor Series. On later this weekend for NXT and SmackDown, as well as Impact Wrestling, as well as Turning Point is on Thursday night. In the meantime, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Hopefully, if you watch Survivor Series, which I'm not going to do until Monday, enjoy it. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.